to get here. So in 5 minutes, we'll get started. All right, let's go ahead and get this meeting started while we have a quorum. At this time, I'd like to ask you to say the pledge with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, I'd like to ask the clerk to call the roll, please.
Senator Carpenter, Senator Caslin, Senator Embry, Senator Harper Angel, Senator Schickel, Senator Southworth,
Here.
Senator Webb, Senator Westerfield, Senator Wheeler, Senator Turner, and Chair Smith.
Present. Do we have a quorum? All right, we have a duly appointed quorum, so let's go ahead and get to our very first bill. This is going to be House Bill 699. 669. And I was looking for Representative Gooch. Chairman Gooch, if you want to go ahead and come to the table and have any of your guests go ahead and identify themselves for our record, I'll turn the meeting over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members of the committee, I'm Jim Gooch, a representative of the 12th District.
Tom Fitzgerald, Kentucky Resources Council.
Ryan Watts, Executive Director of the Kentucky Oil and Gas Association.
Gentlemen, welcome to our committee. Chairman Gooch, please turn your mic on. We could not hear you. It's okay.
Yes.
We'll go ahead and turn the meeting over to you then, my friend.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman and the members of the committee, I appreciate you having this special meeting today to hear these two bills. They're very important bills. I think the fact that you had this meeting, I drove 3 hours to get here, and I dressed up just for you guys. And, but I do appreciate it, certainly. House Bill 669 is a bill that actually has some recommendations from a task force that Senator Wheeler and I did about water and wastewater in 2009. Oh, this is the wrong one. I'm sorry. Got two. No, this bill, House Bill 669, is a bill that probably is needed because Kentucky stands to get about $100 million in federal funds to cap some oil and gas wells. Is that the right one?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir. And there was some concern that with some of the federal language that the funds had to be let within 90 days or whatever. And so we're actually going to dedicate those funds to under the Infrastructure Act of the Kentucky Abandoned Storage Tank and Orphan Well Program, and that'll satisfy that and allow us to get this money.
All right, I have a motion and a second. We have one of our members has stepped out to cast a vote. Jeff, would you see if you could find Senator Southworth just for her to vote real quick? Just hold tight real quick. And while we're waiting for her, if you want to go ahead and finish your train of thought there, Mr. Chairman.
Oh, I just like if one of it has to be a good.
Absolutely. This is identical to Senator Mills' bill. Language has been worked out to make sure that we don't leave any federal money on the table when it comes to plugging and abandoning orphan wells. There is and we had talked about it in the last time it was in front of the committee. There is a third, and a third allocation in terms of the size of the contracts that are being let in order to allow smaller businesses to bid on the remediation contracts. And there's a lot of flexibility in there so that they can meet the first. There's 3 deadlines under the Infrastructure Act. The first is a pretty tight deadline. And so the language has been worked out. The cabinet's fine with it. COGA is fine. And we are absolutely fine with keeping as much of that money in terms of local employment, doing the remediation on these orphan wells and tank batteries that we can.
Right.
All I'd like to say is we are thankful that you voted this out in committee the last time and on the floor in full support, so we'd like to have your full support again.
Gentlemen, I do apologize. We're trying to find Senator Southworth. I know she wanted to vote on it. If anybody has her, do you have her number? If you could just text her quickly. I think she's next door. We do apologize. This is going to be the nature of the game here for the next little bit, and I do appreciate all the members making time to come in today with the multiple meetings going on, so apologies.
We totally understand, Mr. Chairman, and we certainly appreciate your willingness to call this meeting and knowing that it's difficult to get a quorum with so many members having multiple committees.
Now, this committee was established, Senator Wheeler, 2 years ago, is that correct? To try to address the issue.
Yeah, that's the one on the 758. Yeah, but as you know, in the past, the oil and gas work group has actually brought several pieces of legislation together, including members of the cabinet, including members of the Oil and Gas Association and environmental groups. And so there has been a lot of work done. And we actually established, I think, this fund
That's right.
as part of that, but we didn't really fund it. And so, you know, we now see an opportunity for some funds, and we want to make sure that that we establish this fund so that we can plug these oil and gas wells, because many of them are emitting, they're abandoned, they're emitting pollutants, they're emitting methane, sometimes carbon and other things, and maybe gas leaking as well, being flared into the environment. So it's very important that we do, in fact, plug as many of these wells as we can.
I agree, and I think one of the reasons this bill had ran a little bit late in the session was a concern about making sure that we had tapped the expertise of those already in this field to help identify and locate and practice the most efficient way of capping these. And I think that's what your bill does, and we appreciate that. You know, this is one of the first times we've seen that type of federal money allocated to address this issue. So we want to make sure now that it's on our clock that we do a very, very good job. And I think your bill does guarantee that it's staged in a way for those that are the smaller players, there's room for you at the table, because being bigger doesn't always mean better, and that for the larger firms, there's a place for you as well, but it still gives us the oversight, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, and to put it in perspective, some of these wells are actually were part of the abandoned process at what time in the 1960s?
Yeah, some of these predate any state regulation on drilling, spacing, and casing.
So it's very important. They've been out there a long time, abandoned a long time. A lot of instances in a state of disrepair, whatever, where they can leak and actually damage the environment. So,
You know, one of the things to brag on both chambers a little bit. The Kentucky Oil and Gas Association, I've been privileged to be part of that work group process. We did more with your support on both chambers and your sponsorship of a number of the bills in about a 6-7 year period than had been done in about 30 years before that, to modernize regulation, to assure that landowners are protected in terms of reclamation plans, to anticipate fracking, which, the hydrofracking, which we've done fracking for decades here, but it's a very different animal than what you're seeing in Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and in the Marcellus Shale. And in one of the things, as Chairman Gooch mentioned, we anticipated the need for a fund to address these orphan and abandoned wells, and so it was in place. And this is a tweak that's necessary to receive that money. The cabinet is used to dispersing it because they've used some of the reclamation bond monies to take care of the worst of the wells that are out there. But these wells are, they interfere with farm operations. They're a nuisance in many places. So this really is an unalloyed win for everybody to have these monies available.
Very good. Senator Webb, you have impeccable timing, and we have, and not to put you on the spot, but we have a motion and a second on a bill. We had a quorum until one of our members had to go vote. Yeah. It'll take just a minute and take a quick review of it. And then when you're ready to vote on it, please let us know. Yeah, well, Senator, yeah, House. Yeah. All right, so if is my committee comfortable to vote aye? Okay, and so we have a motion and a second. I have a motion by, I think it was Senator Wheeler, second by Senator Turner. Is that correctly, or was that opposite? All right. So a motion and a second. Ask the clerk to call the roll.
Senator Carpenter, Senator Caslin, Senator Embry, Senator Harper Angel, Senator Schickel, Senator Southworth, Senator Turner, Senator Webb, Senator Westerfield, Senator Wheeler, and Chair Smith.
I vote aye. So the motion is approved favorable with the expression the same shall pass. We have a motion for consent and a second. All those in favor of the sign of aye. Opposed likewise. The motion carries. Gentlemen, thank you. And while you're already there and we have
Thank you,
a
Mr.
quorum,
Chairman.
let's go ahead and move straight into House Bill 758 if we could.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I think is there a committee sub?
There is a committee sub.
Okay.
I think it's been passed out. Has it been handed out to everybody? Yes. Motion on the sub. Okay, we have a motion on the sub and a second. All those in favor of the sign of aye. Opposed likewise. Motion carries. Sub's adopted. Mr. Chairman, meeting's yours.
Okay, thank you. House Bill 758 is a bill that does have some recommendations that was made by the task force that Senator Wheeler and I co-chaired both in 2019 and 2020. It applied to public water and wastewater infrastructure. And what we had found in that instance was that there are really a lot of these water districts had a lot of problems. They didn't know where to go get money to solve some of the problems. And even if they did, most of the funding was actually okay.
A motion and a second. You want to keep one?
No, that's fine.
All right, we have a motion and a second on the bill. Do we have any members that have any questions pertaining to this? All right, seeing none. Tom, do you have any statements on it?
Other than my appreciation to both Senator Wheeler and to Chairman Gooch, it's a good bill.
All right, very good. Let the clerk call the roll.
Senator Carpenter, Senator Caslin, Senator Embry, Senator Harper Angel, Senator Schickel, Senator Southworth, Senator Turner, Senator Webb,
Explain my vote.
Please do.
I appreciate the chairman and Senator Wheeler. You know, I was on the committee. My original bill before Senator Wheeler got here was in response to the needs of Martin County and them not having an elected senator at the time, and my work history there and relationship to people there. So I really appreciate that something good has come out of a task force, and I think we can utilize that process more. Thank you. Vote aye.
Senator Westerfield, Senator Wheeler,
Mr. Chairman, explain my aye vote.
Please do.
Also want to thank Chairman Gooch for his good work on that committee. I think that some good results come out of it. I also want to thank the Senator from Carter for her leadership on this issue. I think it's some good bipartisan legislation that's going to bring a lot of help to some very needy people. So thank you.
Chair Smith.
I cast an aye vote. So the motion to approve House Bill 758 is approved favorable with the expression the same shall pass. So congratulations, Chairman Gooch. We have a motion for consent. I make a second for that. All those in favor of the sign of aye. Opposed likewise. The motion is carried. It is now a consent. And so I think this may be, it's our last bill and it's possibly our last meeting. Chairman Gooch, we appreciate the bills you passed this year and you certainly the leadership you had in your role as chairman. Sorry. Yeah, it is good to see you look healthy. You
thank you.
Scared a few of us there the last
I
week or
understand.
so,
Thank you
but
so
you're-
much for the prayers and thoughts. And
You're too
Thank-
tough to be
thank
down,
you.
so thanks again for that. And do any of our members have any comments they want to say before we close this out for the year? He'll be back next year. He will be back next year. But you, Senator Schickel, no parting? I think we appreciate our staff. Let's thank our staff for all that they do. And it's been an adjustment going from the COVID back into the swing of things. I think everything was done absolutely brilliantly. And so we close out and adjourn on behalf of our staff. So with